Yes, it's a Kia. Yes, you might want one. And no, this Gran Turismo model isn't merely a copy of something German. Welcome to the Kia Stinger. The looks don't lie.
Kia calls this Stinger a game changer. Certainly very different from anything we've seen from the brand before. It's the company's very first rear-driven car, and it's the first one truly able to take on premium European brands in terms of drive dynamics. Kia poached Albert Biermann, the former head of BMW's M Performance division, to perfect these. And the work that he and his team have put into this car at the testing Nürburgring Nordschleife racetrack is immediately evident in this Stinger's impressively accomplished blend of high-speed stability and crisp directional responsiveness. Adaptive suspension is standard on this top variant, and all derivatives get a drive mode system that enables you to alter steering feel, throttle response and changes from the standard 8-speed auto transmission, all to suit the way that you want to drive. The resulting package is good enough to be considered alongside anything that you could experience in a rival German premium brand model. 3 engines are on offer, a 197 bhp 2.2 litre CRDI diesel unit and 2 petrol options, a 244 bhp 2 litre TGDI variant and the 365 bhp 3.3 litre twin-turbo V6 that you'll find in the TGDI GTS flagship model that we're trying here. Now, we're not especially enamoured of the diesel, which is torquey, but it rather betrays its SUV origins in terms of refinement. Much better, if you're looking further down the range, is the 2 litre petrol unit, which storms to 60 miles an hour in under 6 seconds, and which feels as urgent as you'd want a GT model to be. If you can stretch up to this V6, though, by all means do so, because a much greater measure of aural drama awaits, and of course, you get greater reserves of performance too, with 62 miles an hour flashing by in 4.7 seconds en route to 168 mph. You will pay for that at the pumps, of course, 28.5 mpg being the quoted combined cycle figure, along with an unremarkable 225 grams per kilometre of CO2. Still, the Stinger's proper Gran Turismo experience makes up for that. Think of this Kia as being a kind of Porsche Panamera for the relatively well-heeled common man, and you'll be closest to understanding the objective being targeted here. Like that model, this car is one that you feel you could cross continents in. But also, like a Panamera, there's enough dynamic feedback here to keep you aware that much more than that is possible. German brands need to understand that you don't create a Gran Turismo simply by switching to a 5-door body shape from an existing saloon and adding a rear spoiler. Now, designer Gregory Guillaume seems to have appreciated that better than his counterparts at Audi and BMW, and as a result, the Stinger is longer, lower and quite differently proportioned from anything else in the segment. Mounted between these complex dark chrome headlamp units that feature LED beams on this top model, there's this fresh interpretation of Kia's Tiger Nose grille with dual studded metallic effect finishing. Primary cooling, though, is dealt with by this large lower grille and air intake, which is flanked by scoops that channel cooling out of the brakes. Step around to the rear of the Stinger and you're also left in no doubt about this car's sporting intent, particularly on this top 3.3 litre V6 GTS version, which has these twin exhausts poking potently out of each side of the aggressively shaped rear diffuser. Time to take a seat inside, where you sit low on leather-stitched figure-hugging sports seats. You view a broad faux leather, soft touch trimmed centre console, and you grasp a flat-bottomed 3-spoke D-shaped steering wheel over which you can also view a head-up display. Now, the 8-inch centre-dash touchscreen is one of the elements borrowed from cheaper Kia models, but it has been well integrated. There are definite hints of Porsche and Mercedes here. This stubby auto gear lever, the jet turbine style 3 chromed central round vents, but this cabin is much more than some kind of derivative Teutonic homage. It's got its own sense of style and quality too, with cool metal surfaces, stitched leather trim panels and beautifully damped switchgear. Enough on the front. What's it like in the rear? Now, what's on offer here can't match the palatial standards of a rival Volkswagen Arteon, but it certainly outclasses those competitors from Audi and BMW. And if you take a seat in a rival Jaguar XE after trying one of these, well, you're going to feel like you're in a Super Mini. So finally, let's take a look in the boot. Avoid entry-level trim and you get this powered tailgate, and once it raises, a shallow but quite spacious looking 406-litre cargo area is revealed. Now I have a feeling that the sweet spot in the range might lie with a temptingly priced 2-litre petrol model rather than this V6 GTS variant, but either way you'll get yourself an automobile that fundamentally feels like it's been created by people who like cars a lot. That is a rarity in today's market, and it deserves your attention.